New at 6 o'clock, artificial intelligence in the classroom. AI is everywhere, and schools are no exception. As classes begin, the state's rolling out statewide recommendations for how to use it and monitor it.
Yeah, tonight CBS 17's Maggie Newland is digging deeper into the benefits, the risks, and how teachers are now adapting to the fast, ever-changing world of AI.
The start of a new school year means filling backpacks with pencils and notebooks. Learning tools students have been using for decades. But as Kim Mackey packs these simple supplies for her children, she knows the high school students she teaches are turning to a much newer, high-tech resource.
We've been exploring using AI in the classroom together.
Mackey, who teaches social studies in Wake County, says teachers and students are working to navigate the rapidly developing world of artificial intelligence.
I think right now we're trying to deal with, is it taboo or is it a tool?
It really is like the Wild West. It just kind of exploded.
Kristen Jackson also teaches high school social studies in Wake County and has seen changes since AI became easily accessible.
I think the biggest factor has been the dishonesty piece. Students are really tempted to resort to AI to write their papers or even do their math problems.
She showed us how easy that can be using a project she assigns her students.
Create an American history themed amusement park. This is an example of how they could really easily just type this in. That project is designed to take like 2 weeks. And if they did this and then they just translated it and drew it, they could be done in a day.
Teachers say there are ways to recognize when students are trying to pass off AI-generated content as their own.
I have had some students who have used it to cheat. But by forming those personal relationships and getting to know them individually, we really learn like what is their voice.
Collect a writing sample from each student, and so that way we have a comparison to what their baseline is versus what might be spun out by an AI generator.
But educators we spoke with agree that there is a role for AI in education. The State Department of Public Instruction already provides guidelines for school districts.
When ChatGPT came out, things started progressing very rapidly, and many other apps came out, and schools were just kind of at a loss to what to do. Some folks were kind of open to it and allowing people to use it. Some had it blocked entirely, even for staff.
Vera Cubero is the emerging technologies consultant for DPI. She says knowing how to use AI is a vital skill, especially as it becomes more prevalent in the workplace.
We're doing a disservice to our students if we're letting them graduate into the world with no knowledge of AI.
DPI guidance offers examples of appropriate and inappropriate use of AI, information on how to cite it as a source, and training resources for educators. It also stresses the importance of protecting private information, avoiding bias, and teaching that AI can provide false information.
AI is not always right. Is that something you have to talk to them about how you can't always trust it?
We will have AI write an essay and then critique it. 9 times out of 10, if not more, it's not going to hit the mark.
With that understanding and in the right context, these teachers say AI can be a learning tool used as a study guide or a starting point for research.
And it lets them think outside of the box. So where my students might get started is fiscal policies in North Carolina. And they didn't know opportunity zones existed until they got here. So now they may want to figure out, well, what are the pros and cons of opportunity zones? But it would still require them to narrow down deeper into what are some of the statistical reasons proving that it's a good or bad idea.
As AI continues to develop and change, so will its role in education. But teachers emphasize it will never take the place of critical thinking. Rather, it will make it even more important.
This is a tool, but this isn't a replacement of you or any other person.
It's not going to go away. We're just going to have to learn how to live with it and how to use it properly.
Maggie Newland, CBS 17 News.